Hey guys, welcome back to another video! Today we're going to be doing r/ProRevenge. Now time for other news. My prayers were answered on that video not getting demonetized. Instead, it got copyright claimed because I wasn't the smartest there and I put a 40-second copyrighted clip in. But, it's my fault. I'm not even gonna try to claim it. Viral Hog can have my 2 cents. Hopefully I can start up the schedule and keep on the schedule of 5 videos a week. That's 15 whole minutes of content a week. Oh my god. Leave recommendations for other subreddits in the comments. I'll see them. You could put them on my heckin' Dino Fight in Walmart video and I'll still see them. It'll just be weird why they're there. Thanks for the great response to my last video. I saw several comments about people's days being made brighter, and that was really nice. I'm glad that I could be there to be like, hey, here, positivity. Now let us get on to ProRevenge. Let's get into this content. Girls shouldn't win math competitions, so my son should win. I'm a high school student, and this happened to me in 9th grade. My teacher decided that I should compete in a math competition because she saw potential in me. I agreed because she was my favorite teacher. I did not really care that much because I was kind of lazy at the time. On the day of the competition, I saw a kid, let's call him EK, boasting about how he didn't sleep because he reviewed everything. I was annoyed, but I really didn't think much of it. The results came. Sure enough, he won, but I got 2nd place. I was shocked and happy at the same time. So was my teacher. Everything was all sunshine and rainbows until I heard this lady, EM, good thing that girl didn't win. I was only 2 points behind. This is a math competition. My boy should win. He studied really hard for this and that girl shouldn't beat him. I was livid. My teacher patted me on the back and told me not to listen to her. When they announced that I was in 2nd place, EM started booing. This woman. I couldn't take her, so I devised a plan. This competition happened every year, according to my teacher, and in grade 10 there was a regional competitions after. I swore I had to win the next year. The whole year I taught myself various math equations and my friend helped me with everything. I spent the whole year reviewing just to prove this entitled mother wrong. The next year I entered the competition, more ready than ever. I saw the boy again. Now even his mother is boasting about how he couldn't sleep knowing he was just gonna win it. And that he's so excited about regionals. Everything she said just encouraged me to do better. The exam was kind of hard, but I managed to answer most of the questions, while I heard EK say it wasn't that hard. I was not too confident that I would win, but I was hoping. The announcements came and they said that I got a score of 40 and above in every grade level. The EK was smirking and thinking it was him, telling his mom, "Regionals, here we go!" But to his surprise, I won. The look of shock in his and EM's face was worth it. They did not utter a word. His teacher was just standing there, shocked. I gave them a big smirk and went up on stage, accepting the prize and everything. I went down the stage and saw EM crying, saying, "My boy was supposed to win. He was supposed to go to regionals." And once I heard her cries of agony, the whole year of reviewing was paid off. I got 2nd place in regionals and I became friends with the person who got 1st place. Overall, it was a great experience, and I'm glad I don't have to see EM or EK again because there's no math competition in grade 11. Parking in our disabled spot? Enjoy selling your home. Sorry for making this one long, but the context is pretty important. So my little sister, who's the sweetest little girl, is around 12 years old but can't walk or communicate. Her mental age is around 6 months. She obviously cannot attend a regular school, but since we live in a big city, there is a wonderful school for kids like her. Even though we don't own a car, since we don't need one, we got the city to put up signs in front of our house, designated a 4-meter spot for a wheelchair pickup and drop-off for her school bus every single morning and afternoon. The signs went up perhaps 2 years ago, and after the first week we never had any issues, since most of our neighbors are wonderful and totally understanding of our designated spot. For some context, we live in a perhaps poorer community, although we're well off. Sadly, the neighborhood is gentrifying, and we're getting more self-centered people with their Mercedes, Benz, or Audis honking while my sister gets loaded onto her school bus, which takes around 4 minutes but blocks our little street. which really makes them mad, as well as other sane people that witness it. Naively, we thought that this would be the extent of our unpleasant interactions. In September, we woke up like any other Monday morning to find a shiny BMW parked in our disabled spot. It wasn't just partially in, it was positioned perfectly to take up the entire spot. To make things worse, there was about a dozen other open parking spots on the block, and it wasn't like they were all vacated that morning since we wake up at 6 a.m. We were baffled. I'd seen this car many times since last July. It was definitely the same car, since there weren't many other burgundy sports cars in our neighborhood. It was usually parked about 20 meters south on our street, so we knew it belonged to a neighbor a few doors down. We did all the basics in this type of situation. We took a picture, took down the license plate, and called the police to report it. The cops came by within an hour and wrote down a big fat ticket. I believe it was $700, but don't quote me on it. Anyways, it was a significant amount. At around noon, a smug, angry guy came knocking on my door. I had the school day off, and I was home on my own. It was obvious that it was the owner of the car, so I made a quick decision to record the conversation, or screaming match, on my phone. Opened the door before I could say a thing. The hecker lays into me. I'm a 16-year-old guy, and keep in mind, he's in his mid-40s. He accuses me of all the things, ranging from putting up those signs in the morning to frame him of being racist. He goes on to say that the disabled spot shouldn't even be a thing, and it's always empty, that we should have to pay for his undeserved ticket because that it wasn't even an inconvenience, as the spot next to his was free and my sister could just use that to get on the bus, blah blah blah. Once he finished, I said, okay, and I shut the door in his furious face. He rang the doorbell another 5 times before storming off. To my satisfaction, the recording caught everything fairly clearly. In the evening, I told my parents what had happened and gave my dad a copy of the recording. We have a pretty tight-knit community, and there's a neighborhood Facebook group with around 3,000 members. My dad decided to post a summary of what had happened, along with the recording and a picture of the car in front of our spot. There was an immediate uproar with people saying that they would fight back or whatever. We were humbled by feeling that our community was standing up for us, but we didn't think that anything would come of it. The next day, I leave the house to go to school and walk by the guy's car, and notice that the front right tire was deflated. Upon closer inspection, it was slashed. As I said, our community is tight-knit, but I can't say I expected anything like this to happen. The guy must have seen the Facebook post because he didn't come back to our house to complain or accuse us of anything. The following weeks were sweet. Whenever I saw him in public, people would go up to him and remind him that he was a piece of human trash. In November, his house had a for sale sign in the window. The house market had gone down by a bit, and I'm always kind of curious about how much houses similar to ours are selling for compared to how much we paid for ours in 2010. So I knew what we paid for it in July. Once I saw the for sale sign, I rushed home and checked the local housing listings. Lo and behold, he was selling it for $90,000 less than what it was going for in July. He really wanted to get out of that neighborhood. While his crime wasn't nearly worth $90,000, I must say that I don't feel bad. Worst case scenario, he sells that obnoxious car of his, which would easily cover the lost money. Let's just say that we haven't had a single parked car in my sister's spot since. Put some action figures on eBay. A mom bought 2, but not the other 28 I had. She messaged me to say her autistic son was excited to get them. She wished she could have bought more. I sent her all 30 of them. Got a phone call. She thanked me and cried. We're all friends to this day. That's just so kind of him. Like, he could have just been what the normal person would do and just keep them and sell them off normally. But, like, no, he was the good person, and he gave them to the mother. And that kid was probably very happy. So yeah, thanks for you watching the video. You know who you are. At some point within the next week, maybe we'll have a special guest. Yeah, a person that's pretty gosh darn epic. Fourth wall break. Yeah, some TV shows do that. I'm not a TV show. I am all of a sudden bored. I am thinking that I am a funny. Quick, cut to a picture of a cat. subscribe, eat the like button, and turn yourself into a social recluse by randomly promoting my channel in public. But don't actually do that. That's whack. And you'll look whack. But you're not whack. Cool. Yeah. See you guys next time.